Hey all, another video coming at you. So today's video is about the superficial things that we all think are going to fill the void when we're empty, when we feel like we're empty and we feel that way, and we're trying to fill it with superficial things like, it could be anything: money, buying things, shopping, sex, just anything that is, you could say fleshy, if you will, but just something to fill that void, whether it's, just anything, that encompasses all of your time and you're trying to like shut out everything. There's something wrong with escaping with some things that are, obviously we're not talking heroin here, but we're talking like, I don't have a problem with like, something like if you're doing a video games or just, you don't want to do it all day constantly, but I mean things here and there, an hour or two here and there. Or if you're, you buy a couple things here and there. That's not what I'm talking about. But I mean, when you're trying to fill voids with things constantly in your life, and you're not looking to God at all, that's a problem. And the problem too is that you're not going to ever fill that void. It's going to be like cocaine. I mean, or it's going to drug, or you're never going to get enough. It might feel good at the beginning, and again, this could be anything, not God, but you can. Try to fill that with anything, and it's never going to be enough. It's like people who are always looking for more money. They're never satisfied. People who it's constant, and that's where God comes in. The things of this earth are going to rust. Money, and you can't. Again, the cliche, but cliches are true. You can't take it with you. You can't take money with you. You can't take things with you. You can't take cars and houses. Again, as nice as that might be to have. If you're putting that above God, then it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter anyway. I mean, it doesn't, those things are things, and they will rust and fall apart. And heaven is what you need to be looking at, and God and Jesus, and believing in him, Jesus as your Savior. And that's what lasts, and that's what's true gold, and that's what's true. That's the truth, and that's what is going to last, and that won't rust. That's pure, and that's eternal. And I've been there trying to fill myself up with, things that are superficial. And again, it doesn't matter what it is. I've just tried to, again, it might feel good for a moment, but then, it's like that come down after you're, drunk or, the next morning, it might be great while you're, woo, you're just like flinging your, this and that in the bar, or you're having a good time. There's nothing wrong with having a good time. But I mean, my analogy is, you might feel great at that moment, but you're going to wake up, or drugs or anything like that. I mean, you're just going to wake up the next morning and feel like utter shit. And it's just not worth it. It's just ultimately not worth it. And aside from it not being worth it, you're never going to fill that void. You're never going to do it. Jesus will fill that void. Even if you feel upset, or still sometimes you might feel in your soul a little bit, empty or depressed, or, even as a Christian, I mean, you go through, like I said in other videos, you go through hills and valleys, but ultimately deep down, even if you can't feel it, you do have that peace there, and it is unexplainable. It's not something I can explain. You either have it or you don't. And there is a peace there. As angry as I might get at God, as depressed as I might feel, or, just hopeless almost in some way, deep down you're not. You have that peace that it's like, Jesus, like, it's going to be cool. I got you. Even if it feels he's not there, he's there. Because deep down, when you take all the shit away, and you take all the stuff and the surface stuff of this world, he's there, and you feel that peace. It's not provable. I can't explain it until you experience it for yourselves, and that is, it's just a fact, and you'll know it when you say you'll know it when you believe Jesus has got you. He has you, and he's all that matters. All that matters. Short video today, but I just wanted to say that there's nothing can fill you up, inside the things of this world. Nothing will ever be enough. Nothing. When you try to supersede God, or not, or try to, blank out your problems or shut out your problems with things, like I said before, drugs, sex, things that basically overwhelm you, that you try to not look at anything for 24/7. You just, whether it's, Netflix. Again, this is not say that moderation is not moderation. Not heroin's not good in moderation, but stuff like, watching a movie and this and that. That's not what I'm talking about. But when you're trying to shut out God especially, just all the time. We're just not trying to think about anything. That's a problem. And you got to look to God, and He's the one that's gonna fill you up, and He's the one that's gonna make your heart sing ultimately. And it will be ultimately, even if like I said, you're being pruned, you're gonna go through stuff. He will put you on the right path. He's not looking to harm you. He does want what's best for you, but it's, again, He's not going to put you in a situation. It's hard to, if you're not patient like me sometimes, He's not going to throw you into a situation if you're not prepared and you're not pruned, and because you'll just fall immediately, and He knows it. As painful as it might be, but if you're going through stuff and He's pruning you, and you've been through it, you can just be like SWAT when you get to that point of things that come your way, and that's why He is a good God and just and righteous and true. That's why His Son is pure, and He has your back, and He knows pain and suffering, so Jesus can relate, certainly, more than anyone ever. One last thing. This is kind of a funny thing. I know this looks like one of the Ten Commandment-sized tablets that Moses brought down from the mountain, but this is actually, I wanted to get a Geneva Bible translation, and I did say large print, and I got it off Amazon. And because I'm 90, my site's still pretty good, but yeah, there are times when the small print's like, and I'm thinking, because this is so big, this is good. Large print. Now, the print's decent size, but it's a large book. This thing is huge. So far, and it does read in a different kind of, the translation of the 1560. I mean, it's awesome, though, and I would recommend just looking into it. Again, it's Samuel Isaac Harrington, Geneva Bible 1560. Got it from Amazon, but again, it's like the size of the picture behind me. That was funny because I did not expect it to be that big. But again, I'm like 170 years old, so I look great for my age, though. Not speaking humbly. It's cool though. That new translation, it's cool. It's like old Englishy, but it's a little bit. You got to adjust to it, but you can understand it. Like the V's, I believe, or the U's are replaced in the V's, but you get the gist of it. But it's so far, I've just started it to read it, but it's pretty cool. And on that note, I am going to be out of here, and always go with Jesus. Bye.